Hi, everyone. Picture this. A calm, confident voice you've heard for years from the steps of the White House. Peter Doocy, the sharp and steady Fox News correspondent, has faced some of the most powerful people in America. But now, he's facing something far more personal and far more painful. Behind the cameras and headlines, his world has changed forever. His wife, Hillary Vaughn, a brilliant journalist herself, is fighting a devastating diagnosis. And as Peter prepares to step away from the spotlight, their story is reminding millions what really matters when the cameras stop rolling: love, faith, and family. Peter Doocy was born into television. His father, Steve Doocy, is one of the most recognizable anchors on Fox and Friends. Growing up, Peter didn't just learn journalism, he lived it. Cameras, deadlines, and breaking news were part of his daily life. But Peter never coasted on his father's success. He carved out his own career, building a reputation for asking the tough questions no one else would. By the time he joined Fox News as a White House correspondent, Peter Doocy had become known for his calm demeanor in the storm of Washington politics. Whether it was facing off with press secretaries or questioning presidents, his delivery was steady, sometimes even playful, but always professional. His exchanges with President Joe Biden often went viral, especially after Biden's hot mic remark that called him a stupid son of a b***. Peter laughed it off, later telling colleagues that the comment wasn't personal. His calmness in the face of that moment turned into a symbol of composure under pressure, and many viewers saw in him a kind of quiet strength that's rare in modern journalism. But behind that calm exterior, Peter's life wasn't just about politics. It was about Hillary Vaughn, a talented Fox business correspondent with her own impressive career. Hillary had a warmth and wit that balanced Peter's cool professionalism. Their story began quietly. Two journalists, both driven, both dedicated, who somehow found time for love amid the noise of Washington. They married in April 2021, in a small private ceremony in South Carolina, surrounded by close family and friends. It wasn't a high-profile celebrity wedding or a lavish media spectacle. Instead, it was intimate, filled with laughter, quiet vows, and the presence of those who truly mattered. For once, the cameras were off, and it was just two people, promising to stand by each other, through headlines, deadlines, and whatever challenges might come. Their marriage quickly became a partnership built on mutual understanding. Both knew the relentless pace of journalism, the late nights, the constant travel, the stories that couldn't wait. Yet they found balance in each other. When Peter came home from a long day at the White House, he wasn't the tough reporter anymore. He was simply Hillary's husband, finding peace in her laughter and warmth. Then, in 2023, their world expanded in the most beautiful way. Hillary gave birth to their daughter, Bridget Blake Doocy. Peter proudly shared the news with Fox News viewers, his face glowing with happiness. "She's the best assignment I've ever had," he said on air, his voice soft with emotion. It was a rare glimpse into his personal life, a moment that showed the world not just the reporter, but the devoted father. But behind those public smiles, another story was beginning, one filled with fear, uncertainty, and heartbreak. According to those close to the family, Hillary Vaughn received a devastating diagnosis that changed everything. What started as routine checkups turned into a string of doctor visits, hospital stays, and emotional conversations no couple ever wants to have. The diagnosis, which the couple has kept private, forced them to confront a reality that was both fragile and frightening. For years, Peter Doocy had stood in front of cameras, covering other people's tragedies, wars, disasters, and crises that tested human strength. Now he was living one of his own. Friends and co-workers noticed a shift. Peter began to pull back from the relentless schedule that had once defined his career. His appearances on Fox News grew less frequent. Viewers began to wonder why one of the network's most prominent faces seemed to be fading from view. Behind the scenes, Peter was facing a choice no professional ever wants to make, between the career he had built and the family that needed him. Those who worked with him describe him as deeply devoted to Hillary and their daughter. He started spending more time at home, putting fatherhood and husbandhood above the daily press briefings and interviews that once defined his life. Even Steve Doocy, Peter's father and co-host of Fox and Friends, couldn't hide his emotions. On air, Steve hinted at family challenges, thanking viewers for their prayers and support without sharing specifics. His words carried the weight of a father watching his son shoulder something incredibly heavy. Through it all, Hillary Vaughn continued to show courage. Despite her diagnosis, she remained committed to her work when she could, contributing to Fox Business and mentoring younger reporters. Her colleagues describe her as resilient, someone who never lost her sense of humor, even on the hardest days. "She's the toughest person I know," one co-worker said. "She faces everything with grace." For Peter Doocy, that strength became his anchor. The man who once measured his life in deadlines began to measure it in moments. Quiet dinners, bedtime stories, walks with Bridget, and long nights spent holding Hillary's hand. In early 2024, Peter Doocy made a quiet, heartfelt decision to step back from his full-time role at Fox News. His departure wasn't announced with fanfare. There were no farewell specials, no dramatic sign-offs, just a gradual fading from the spotlight, a choice born out of love, not defeat. When the news finally reached the public, fans flooded social media with messages of support. Many thanked him for his professionalism, for the moments he had challenged politicians, and for the empathy he showed even in tense exchanges. Others offered prayers for Hillary Vaughn and the Doocy family, recognizing that some stories go far beyond the headlines. What makes this story powerful isn't just the tragedy. It's the love that runs through it. In an industry known for constant noise and ego, Peter and Hillary's story stands out as something profoundly human. Two journalists who have built their lives asking questions are now facing the one question no one ever wants to answer: what happens next? Yet even in that uncertainty, there is grace. Friends close to the couple say that Peter has found peace in slowing down, in being fully present for his wife and daughter. Hillary, in turn, continues to inspire those around her with her optimism. She has spoken privately about gratitude for her family, her faith, and the small, precious moments that define her days. Steve Doocy and his wife Kathy have also stepped into supporting roles, helping with childcare and offering comfort. The Doocy family, always close-knit, has become even more united. And at the heart of it all is Peter, who has learned that sometimes the most courageous thing you can do is simply to be there. The world of television can be relentless. Breaking news doesn't stop for anyone's pain. But for Peter Doocy, life has taken on new meaning. The once unflappable correspondent who stood tall in the chaos of Washington has discovered that true strength isn't about standing in front of cameras. It's about standing beside the people you love when the cameras are gone. As the couple continues their journey, Hillary Vaughn's story has touched hearts far beyond the newsroom. Her strength, grace, and unwavering spirit have inspired countless people, colleagues who admire her professionalism, viewers who've watched her on Fox Business, and even strangers who see in her struggle a reflection of their own battles. Her courage reminds everyone that behind every polished face on television is a real human being, someone who laughs, fears, and fights through life's hardest moments just like anyone else. For Peter Doocy, this chapter isn't an ending. It's the beginning of something far deeper. His decision to step back from Fox News isn't a goodbye to journalism. It's a commitment to family, to presence, to love. It's a reminder that the biggest stories aren't always the ones we report. Sometimes they're the ones we live. Right now, Peter's focus is on healing, on fatherhood, and on cherishing every moment with Hillary and their daughter Bridget. Whether he returns to the newsroom or not, his legacy is already written. Not for the questions he asked presidents, but for the devotion he's shown behind the scenes. In a world obsessed with ratings and breaking news, the Doocy family's story offers something rare: compassion, resilience, and grace. It proves that even in the face of tragedy, love can still triumph, and that sometimes, when life writes painful headlines, love has the power to rewrite the story. So as Peter Doocy steps away and Hillary Vaughn faces her battle with unwavering courage, one truth shines through. A life well lived isn't measured by fame or success, but by love, faith, and strength in the face of adversity. When the lights fade, it's compassion that endures. And for Peter and Hillary, that love will always be their greatest story. If this touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful true stories of resilience and hope. Thanks for watching.